Alright, you bastard, it's Some-Belgian-prepper, and today we're going to talk about a safe. A safe, not a vault, because a safe is portable and a vault is a reinforced room. So that's a little piece of knowledge for you. So, the question is a safe something good to have or to use as a prepper? So we're going to talk about the plus and the downsides of it, and some certain knowledges, things that you need to know, because this could be a great turnover in your survival plans. But before we start to talk about that, if you're interested in in detective stories, there will be a link to my book called Bloody Crosses. It's in Dutch. There will be a link in the description. If you're interested, take a look, I would say. All right. So I found myself a safe, and when I say I found myself, I do mean I found it, because when the first time I started to live in my house, I had this safe. I had it somewhere put, and I totally forgotten about it. I had to hunt down to find the keys wherever I left them. I was searching almost 20 days for the keys till I was almost trying to bash it open almost, but yeah, I found the keys in the last spot where I was looking. So that is just a very cheap safe that I once bought, and the thing is, are safes worth it for your proper survival plans? So we're going down with all the plus and the advantages and disadvantages. Uh, Protection against burglars. Well, that is what a safe is supposed to do. There are several problems with this. First of all, if you have a safe, they you would say, yeah, a safe must be hidden. But the problem then is, yeah, you could hide your valuable things in other containers and keep that hidden too. Why do you need a safe? Well, for the next thing, to protect against fire. But yeah, the problem is the not many people think about this, but fire safe is usually fireproof, not fire. Uh, how do you say this? Fire retarded, not retarded, but it slows down the damages of fire. So it's not fireproof, but fire resistance is the word that I'm looking for. So yeah, the thing is, a lot of safes, if they are in a building that has a prolonged fire, and especially very hot, yeah, hot fire is always hot, but a very prolonged and hot fire, it can still shower anything with paper. So if you have documents, cash held, cash money, or perhaps even precious metals, those things are either short or molten. So yeah, for example, I don't know if the camera will pick this up. I don't know if you can see this, but there is a light inside this is safe, and that is another problem. These are, you can see the light inside of it. So these are the things that you're supposed to uh, connect it to the walls with two concrete screws inside of it. So yeah, that's a weak point of it. So that is the reason why this is a very cheap safe, so to say. But I can see very little light coming around it. So this would be not fire, not even fire resistant. This would just shower and melt anything between it. So if you're going to buy a safe for against fire, make sure it's very good in fire resistance. So not something like this, I would say. Uh, and the next point is, it can be a good protection against explosion. So during a war zone, if your house gets hit by a rocket, bomb, shrapnel, whatever, uh, a safe could be a way to protect your valuables, is perhaps a good way. So, and like I said before, against burglars, the thing is, uh, one, don't tell anyone you have a safe. That's very stupid, because then burglars will know, oh, he's got a safe. A safe means something valuable, and I want to steal something valuable. Second, if burglars find your safe, then yeah, they use like this kind of small safe. You can carry this, and even when it's bolted inside of a wall, it can be just pried from out of the wall with just basic tools, so to say. And if they are prepared, and if it's bigger, safes can be too heavy to lift, but if they are with two, It must be heavy enough that two people cannot hold it easily or carry it out easily. If you have a safe, make sure that it is either hidden, don't tell to anyone, and if you want to play a little bit of Sun Tzu, you can perhaps tell that you have a safe, and you can leave the safe in a more obvious place, like in a certain closet or where burglars would most likely look, and use one as a decoy. So keep your valuable things in something like like a tube of Pringles, for example, is something that certain people do, or in a can of oil, something that a burglar would never take. Put their valuables in and put them in a fireproof container or a place like a basement where they can never be how do you say this be broken, so to say. But it can be a good decoy to have. So the burglars think, jackpot, we got a safe, but there's not enough time to open it and take it, and they will leave the more valuable things behind because they think they hit the jackpot. Another thing, what can you keep in the safe? Just documents, money, precious metal, guns, that kind of stuff. But yeah, for those things, gun safe is perhaps better, and a professional safe is much better. That is heavier or more emboldened inside of the structure, so they cannot just rip it out of the wall. So that's something that you need to watch out for. Other things that you need to watch out for is safes can be very expensive. These are very cheap, but it's for a reason. Like I said before, can be easily ripped, can be carried. It's not even fire. I think you can now see some of the light. Yeah, it's not even fire resistance. It can highly most likely be used just so it's harder for a burglar to just get it out without to take it out without taking the whole thing. So yeah, for the price, you have to seek for yourself how you're going to do this. Uh, if you have some valuables inside of it, uh, yeah, the problem is during a bug out. If you have your documents, gun, precious metal, and yeah, there is a situation where you think that you need to evacuate within a minute. Yeah, good luck opening a safe within a minute, especially if you're a dumbass like me who would lose the key, or you forgot the combination, or you're in such a panic that you always type in the wrong combination or the wrong twisty lock combination. So that's also something that you need to think about during shitty defense scenarios and bug out scenarios, evacuations, that kind of stuff. Another thing I would say is never keep a safe upstairs, because if there is a fire, yeah, the fire goes up, there is more material to burn, and the longer a safe, even a good safe, is inside of a prolonged fire, the more chance the inside will heat up and short the inside or damage the inside. So yeah, even then, it's I would say keep it on the surface level floor, and as low as possible, because fire rises. Another thing, I said you could place it in a basement. I would say place it in a basement if it's waterproof or in a waterproof bag, for example. And you need to watch out because this safe would not be waterproof. Water would get inside. Every document, every piece of cash paper would be soaked wet. So that's also something that you need to watch out for. Another thing is about cheap safes like this. If you are a moderated expert, if you have moderated practices or skills in lock picking, yeah, something like this you could easily make. Or if you're one of those, if you have like in one of my books that I wrote about the detective, they could know they could know the combination lock by seeing which letters were mostly used, and based on that they know it has to be these four numbers, that kind of stuff, and by the sounds it would make by the peeping because it's different. They know two there were none of the four were to the same number. So if you're a little bit smart and have some skills, you can open a simple safe like this. You would open it like a bottle of Coke. I heard once in a movie of the comedian Urbanus. So yeah, that's something that you need to watch out for, I would say. So uh, I would say the safe is best to protect against explosions if it's a cheap safe. For all the rest, there is always a downside or a weakness inside of it. So I would say keep your valuables hidden in a strong container that is waterproof, fireproof, and is easy to access for a bug out scenario in a hidden place. Don't tell anybody about it. Keep your OPSEC, and yeah, I would say a save is not your biggest priority. I would say, unless it's for something like a gun safe, or something that is by law, or a very if you can get your hands very cheaply on a very professional safe, by all means go for it. But something like this, I would say it's not it's a big no-no, I would say. So I hope this video has give you some thoughts on how to do things. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you get any ideas or what you can do with a safe, if you want to do it, use something for another survival scenario, perhaps I will make a video about it. Please let it know in the comments. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and see you next video. Cheers.